Today's video is all about Fort Manle's Charlatan, this right here. Fort Manle is from Melbourne, Australia, and this is one of the best things I've put my nose on. Hands down, one of the most delicious. So we're going to review this, plus you're going to have a chance at winning a full sample set of the fragrances from Fort Manle, all coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time on this channel and or you've watched videos here but still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below so that you don't miss out on future videos and giveaways. Fort Manle is a fairly new brand for me. I met the brand, Fort, and I think there was another guy there from Fort Manle in Fragrance, the perfume event in Florence. That was last September, and I ended up getting samples, but unfortunately the samples got lost in transition from going from Florence to Germany, then back here. But I had remembered putting my nose on some of the fragrances, and the two that stood out the most were Amber Absolutely and this one, Charlatan. So Charlatan was launched in 2016. It retails for $190 for a 50 ml bottle like this. They're currently sold at Lucky Scent, so you can pick them up there. This is EDP concentration. The perfumer behind Fort Manle is Fort, as I said, and this is a floral gourmand fragrance. So for notes, you've got pear, chocolate, Perigord truffle, rose, jasmine, osmanthus, vanilla bean, and amber. This is a floral gourmand lover's dream come true, and it's considered a floral gourmand. I find it to be more rose gourmand rather than floral gourmand, if that makes sense. So you're not picking, you don't have like a lot of the white flowers. Like there's jasmine here, but it's not amped up like the rose is. So if you're kind of turned off by jasmine, you should definitely put this one on, because that floral gourmand is a bit misleading, but it's not necessarily. I mean, I don't want to say it's not really a floral, but because of the rose. But when I consider floral fragrances, I think of the white flowers. But anyway, getting past that, a couple of things I want to mention. The front of the bottle reminds me of this film's poster called Chinatown. Do you know that film with Jack Nicholson and Faye Dunaway? Anyway, that kind of reminded me of that. But I really like this because not only did it remind me of that, and it kind of has a familiarity, but they're really beautiful and dark fragrances. I think a lot of the bottles are dark. Most of them are probably, if not all. And the fragrance itself is dark. And fragrances like Tom Ford's Noir De Noir comes to mind. And of course also Intense Cafe from Montal. Here with this fragrance, it starts off chocolatey right off the bat with pear. And the one note that really stands out is the Perigord Truffle. I've been to the Perigord region in France. It's kind of central. And I've had black truffles there, and actually they haven't tasted as good as how this smells, how delicious this smells. So you've got those notes. And then you've got the rose kicking in with osmanthus, which has a little bit of a floral aspect to it with the jasmine and the rose and the osmanthus. And then also the osmanthus adds a little bit of a apricot kind of a fruity twist to it. So it gives it kind of like a shine or a glossiness to it. I don't know how that comes up, but I think it's coming from the osmanthus, of course. And then as it's drying down, it becomes a vanilla bean and amber with the touches of the rose. But oh my God, this is so delicious. I wanted Noir De Noir to be a little more intense, and this is it right here. I wanted Intense Cafe to be a little more darker, and this is it right here. Now, when I mention those two fragrances, I'm just mentioning them because I think if you're a fan of those two, you should definitely check this one out, because it is a lot about rose, but this has that chocolatiness. It's a very decadent smelling, but it's kind of like a dark decadence. So Gothic comes to mind with this because it's so dark, and the notes are dark because truffles grow underground. They're black truffles from Perigord. And of course, chocolate is dark, but you've got a lot of bright notes in there. The rose brightens things up, the jasmine, osmanthus, of course. But the combo of the notes is heavenly. It's literally a heavenly combo of notes, and I just can't get enough of it. It's one of those fragrances that when you put your nose on it, you automatically fall in love with it. That's exactly what happened with this. There are those fragrances that you slowly have to like start getting into. This is the kind of fragrance that you just get wowed right away, and when you're shopping and you smell it, you immediately want to get a bottle. That's the kind of fragrance this is. That's exactly what happened with me, because as soon as I put my nose on it, I was like, Whoa. Now, I did sample these, as I said, at Pitti in Florence. That's where I met Rosé Fort.
Hi guys, my name's Rosé Fort. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I'm launching my brand. It's called Fort Manle. I have 7 fragrances in the collection. This is my first year of the launch and my first year in Pitti. I have seven fragrances. Fatih Sultan Mehmet, Harem Rose, Confessions of a Garden Gnome, Amber Absolutely, Bojnikov, Maduro, and Charlatan. So the inspiration, I've been working on fragrances for about 6 years. Not being classically trained, I tend to use more naturals. I have a Harlequin series and a Sultana series. So the theme is medieval, old world. I use the Jester logo as sort of a lot of the brands, big names are royals and kings. I find myself more of a joker, so I use the Jester as the logo. My surname's Fort, and Manle is the person who hand drew the labels. He's the artist. That's it.
The way that the conference or the show was laid out, his booth was at the very end of the show, the event. So by the time you get back there, your nose is kind of worn out. So I didn't have that excitement with this at the time. And I didn't, like, when you smell so much stuff, you just don't, like, it doesn't jump out at you. It doesn't grab you because your nose gets tired and doesn't pick out notes and things like that. So I wasn't excited at the time, but boy, I'm completely turned around at how great this is. This is, I don't want to say the word genius, but that's how great this is. It's just a genius kind of a scent, like the kind of scent I want. It's the kind of scent I wanted Noir De Noir to be. It's the kind of scent I wanted Intense Cafe to be. Anything with rose that's gourmandish and chocolatey or milky is right here. It doesn't have too much of a milky vibe, but it hints at it just lightly. But just the rose works so well together with that truffle and the chocolate. It's a decadent combo, like delicious. Really, really delicious. This is a very, very sexy Valentine's Day fragrance because you put it on and it's just, delicious, and it's got the chocolate and all that kind of stuff. So it acts very, very sexy. Very perfect for a Valentine's Day kind of an outing, or you're gonna wear this fragrance with your girlfriend or boyfriend or something. It's very, very unisex because even though it has a fruity vibe, the pear and the osmanthus giving off that fruity vibe, and then also there's the florals which kind of lean a little more feminine, but you've got the chocolate and the truffle and the amber, and those kind of lean it towards the masculine. So it's just a fusion of both feminine and masculine notes, and it makes it completely unisex and very, very delicious. Very, very edible. Like, it's just you smell it on you, and amazing. So the bottles also, I was told, have gotten transformed from what I remember at the event in Italy to now. As you can see, it's a small bottle, but very, very gorgeous, very classy, very Gothic to me. The cap is a bit heavy, and then here's the sprayer, and this is how it sprays. It sprays wonderfully, and it comes in a beautiful little box, very tiny, very compact, and fits in there. But for the giveaway, it's in a little box like this. It's a kind of, I guess, maybe a discovery kit. Definitely what it is, a discovery set, like right there. And of course the fragrances are all in here. And one lucky subscriber worldwide will have a chance at winning the Fort Manle Discovery Set of fragrances. And that includes this one, of course, Charlatan, and of course, Amber Absolutely. And I asked Rosé at the event, I said, is Amber Absolutely inspired by Tom Ford Amber Absolute? And I can't remember what he said, but that was a great one. It's actually a really, really great fragrance, but I think this is even better, for me at least, because I'm kind of burnt out on ambers. I have a lot of ambers in the collection, and I love ambers, don't get me wrong, but This is everything I want in a dark rose fragrance. Delicious, absolutely delicious. So guys, are you familiar with this house, Fort Manle, out of Melbourne, Australia? I think you guys should keep an eye on them because they just started selling at Lucky Scent, and I think they're gonna be doing a lot of great things in the coming years. So if you wanna find out more about Fort Manle, please visit their link in the info box, or you can go to Lucky Scent. I'll have a link to Lucky Scent with their fragrances as well. All right, guys, what do you think about this brand, Fort Manle? Are you familiar with the brand? Are you familiar with Charlatan? Have you tried any of their fragrances? Put a comment down and let me know. Are you curious to try them so we can get a conversation started? And also, if you want to participate in the giveaway for the Discovery set, put a comment down and let me know what your favorite dark rose fragrance is, and then also what your favorite just rose fragrances. 2 questions, and also put your country down so you can qualify for this giveaway. And that's pretty much it, guys. Please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.